I agree with that. All right, I want to get into, and I think all of the media is ignoring this, and the fact that he got a pass last night during this press conference is very, very troubling to me. And very specifically, I think this moves America down the road to socialism, the biggest power grab. They have asked for, in just the last week, the Obama administration, the right to limit executive pay, even for companies that are not getting a bailout. They saw it yesterday. We saw it in I believe it was the Washington Post. They're actually seeking the right to seize firms. They want to use the reconciliation process to pass their health care bill and cap and trade, which would eliminate the need for Republican votes in the historical sense, and even some Democrats are opposing. Can you explain to our audience how dangerous this power grab is?
Sure. Look, I think if you read Jonah Goldberg's book on liberal fascism, and you read the chapter on what a liberal fascist economics would be like, it's frighteningly prescient. I think he ought to, reissue it as sort of an introductory guide to how the left is thinking this year. We are seeing the biggest power grab by politicians in American history. The idea that they would propose that the Treasury could intervene and take over non-bank, non-financial system assets gives them the potential to basically create the equivalent of a dictatorship. You don't want to do what they want, they take over your company. You do what they want, Congress retroactively, and this is what made last week's lynch mob like a third world government, when the Congress literally got out of control, panicked because people were mad at it, and it turned out that the Congress had passed the authorization in the stimulus bill for AIG to pay those bonuses. The Congress had approved it. The people at AIG were acting what they thought was the rules set by the government. Suddenly, they're being attacked. They are retroactively losing their money. Why would anybody want to invest in a country where Barney Frank and Chris Dodd can go back and retroactively take money away from them?
So if we put all these things together, that they control executive pay, that they can take over firms, retroactively tax people or target individuals as they did, you use the term dictatorship. That moves America towards a dictatorship?
Sure. Look, it absolutely moves you towards a political dictatorship. The Constitution specifically prohibits the kind of bill that they passed in the House last week to go back retroactively and confiscate 90% of the money that was being paid to AIG employees under a provision which the Congress itself had passed a month ago. I mean, I think people need to look carefully at what despicable behavior this is.
I agree, and I think it was ignored. And that brings me back to last night's press conference. He was not asked a lot of the tough questions.